So as this investigation now rolls into another day, trying to find where Nancy Guthrie is, we have FBI Special Agent, former FBI Special Agent, ABC News contributor Brad Garrett here. Brad, thanks for joining us again as this conversation continues. Every day there's a little bit of trickle, if you will, on any case, but on a high-profile case like this, you get bits of information that might not be confirmed by members of law enforcement, could be speculative in nature. How did these new developments, when you're talking about obviously the ransom note sent to different news outlets, the unconfirmed information out there on some news sources tied to certain family members, how does that impact an investigation overall, whether it's a high profile case like this or otherwise?
Well, you have to figure out a way to prioritize everything you just mentioned. So, in other words, the family members that are mentioned, well, you tend to look at the family members anyway. When somebody disappears, you go to everyone that's close to the missing person. Uh, Not that they're necessarily involved in any way, but you really need to know A, their relationship, B, when's the last time they saw them, and is there any friction going on in the family in reference to the person who's disappeared? So that's pretty textbook stuff. And for people to say, person A, person B might be involved, that's also common. You just, the facts, you follow the facts. If there's something there, you may have to have additional interviews, but it tends to work out. I mean, the real key in cases like this, where you get such a volume of uh, not relevant information, for lack of better terms, I've seen it multiple times in high profile cases, is you take a lead detective and a lead agent that are sort of running the case, and between the two of them, they're going to take all of the initial uh, positive leads, potentially positive leads, and then you'll have another team to go through things like these ransom notes that ended up going to the media and then back to the family, and what do they mean, how do you follow up, because they may be able to trace them back as to where they came from. uh, Typically those sort of situations are just people trying to scam the family. But we'll see, because we don't know enough to actually say that. But my sense is the sheriff didn't seem to be super excited about him, at least in a press conference. So we'll see where that goes. But yes, to your point, it can be a huge distraction, but you really have to sort of keep your eye on the ball of what can we actually do that we haven't done, from phones to cameras to the license plate readers to fill in the blank. I could go on for 20 minutes. But the point being, have we missed something? In other words, we've gotten no information about the cameras in the house. Well, maybe they just didn't work. It never surprises me when I hear these stories of people have security systems, but they don't keep them updated for whatever reason, and they record over or they don't record at all. So we don't know what we have here. Obviously, the sheriff does, but we don't.
What's the challenge when you talk about the cameras and perhaps anything else that may have been tied to the house surveillance wise? What kind of a challenge is it for law enforcement members to collect that information? What experience have you had with that?
So, I mean, typically the modern stuff that has to do with like the doorbell cameras, they go directly to your phone. A lot of these wireless systems are pretty straightforward. Some of these older systems, and I don't know what she has, but I can just
Right.
tell you based on experience that these some of these systems have proprietary software on them. I've worked robberies here in DC where it took us 2 or 3 days to get pictures of the guy who robbed a bank, a store, whatever it might be. And we had to actually get the management of the security company to come and figure it out. I mean, nobody should have a system like that, but they do. So is that the situation here? I don't know. The sheriff seemed to allude to they needed some outside help to get into these cameras, but you would think by now, even a difficult one, you'd have a yay or nay. And we're obviously out here not hearing anything.
We do live in this society, obviously, that everything's instantaneous, everything's on social media or what have you. The news is now. There's not that delay of, hey, we have information at 8 a.m., but we're going to wait till 5 p.m. to tell you. As such, I think there's a desire sometimes to fill in a void when you don't have information The
Yeah.
sheriff, obviously overwhelmed with questions and media inquiries and trying to figure things out. Um, but to that point, the fact that this incident has taken place and there's been no photos of a suspect vehicle or photos of a silhouette of an individual from a camera or anything like that that the public could help perhaps look for either on their own home
Mm.
security systems, external, shots, or what have you. Does that say anything about the case? Because clearly the public is being asked to help with this and provide any information, but there's really nothing for the public to go on.
No, I mean, keep in mind the public are educated by crime shows on television and at the
Mhm.
movies where everything happens quickly and instantaneously and it's all exciting and so forth. You get dealt a set of cards in a case that you have no control over. If it's bad cameras, it's bad cameras. If you don't have anything that picked a bad person up
Mhm.
going into this driveway, out of this driveway from an adjacent home, from a pole camera that the traffic folks use, whatever it might be, then where do you go? If this kidnapping is someone who's not directly connected to Nancy or Savannah or somebody in that family, it even makes it more difficult because then there's no links. I mean, you typically look for links in a case because that tends to get you leads. If you can't get them from that, can you get them from phones? I mean, I don't know what success they've had in pulling down all the cell phones that would have been on in or around the time she disappeared. That's the type of things that you would do. Again, they may well be working on some things that you and I don't know about, and for just cause, because by talking about, hey, we got really a hot lead through a phone, you've now told the bad guys you're onto their phone. And so it's things like that that could be going on, but we don't know about it. But to your point about, is there anything you can ask the public to help? Well, I don't think so yet. I think we would know that. I mean, this is a high pressure case, an elderly person who's probably is in real dire straits at this point. And so, the pressure is to get this case resolved, or in particular, find her. So I think if they had anything, pictures, things that wouldn't compromise whomever they could be looking at, we would have it.
Because of the way the cell phone systems work, just to be clear, for somebody who may be watching this and not really understand all the technological aspects of it, it'd be one thing if somebody's there and they have a phone. There will be the ability to also track from those towers any phones that happen to be within the radius that that particular tower responds to or connects to, correct?
Well, that is correct. And then obviously, whatever cell tower controls where she lives,
Hmm.
it you can still put people in proximities. In other words, like if the outer reach, going the opposite direction from her house, as I'm making this up, 3 miles,
Right.
and that's where you're picking the phone up, that may or may not be relevant. Although, having said that, if you can track that phone closer to a house and then 3 miles away, that's a different story. But tracking cell phone stuff can get really tricky, and sometimes not accurate. Not the fault of the techs and agents and detectives that are looking at it, but just sometimes the data has its own set of issues. But be that what it may, I'm clear that that's something early on. They got the FBI involved in this case early on that they started to look at. So we'll see where that goes.
And I assume, especially you've covered high or you've been involved in high profile cases in the past. When you have somebody like Savannah, public figure in the news media, I would assume that within the first 24, 48 hours of this investigation, obviously we don't know for sure. You're not part of this particular investigation. They have to look at, have you had Savannah? Have you had any recent threats? Have you had any recent
Right.
emails come in that were a little odd? Do you have any protection orders against anybody tied to
Right.
what you do for a living?
My guess is within the first 12 hours, they had all
Yeah.
of that. Because obviously she and the family are going to cooperate with you as to what is going on there. Yeah, I mean, if this case is a ransom kidnap, I mean, it really concerns me that, assuming these what they have aren't real, it's really concerning because it's now been, if you're kidnapping somebody for money, uh, you're not going to wait days and days to do that. So that's a real troubling aspect of this case.
And their concerns as well, because Nancy, as the family has said, if she's without her medications for more than
Right.
24 hours, it could be potentially life-threatening to her. So that's another component to this, if the ransom note is legit and all of those things.
Exactly.
So what's the biggest challenge now? Law enforcement obviously is going to be pressured. They say their next news briefing is on Thursday. Um, there's not this daily vibe of information coming out. News crews will be out in the community, obviously learning more about the background with Nancy. I'm sure we'll hear reports tied to sources close to the investigation. Those things will happen as they do with any news story. But what's the pressure point now, and how does an investigation like this continue to move forward, but yet still make sure the community is aware that there isn't a threat to anybody else or what have you?
Yeah, I think they've mentioned they don't think it's a threat to anybody else because they don't really know enough. I mean, just the very nature or the shell of this case would not suggest that somebody's going door to door kidnapping people. This was intentional. Now, it could have been a mistake. It could have been that some two guys were sent. I'm making this up, of course. Two guys were sent to that neighborhood to kidnap person X, and they went to the wrong house and kidnapped person Y.
Right.
So there is that, which would be troubling if that's the case, because you won't hear from them again. But the real key for investigators and the real pressure point is you have to keep this case in the public's eye. And to your earlier point, being able to tangibly share things with the public, like a grainy photograph or a video or a license plate number or a car type, all of those things, again, will get you a lot of not helpful leads, but it may get you the one lead because that's all you need is one really good lead and you could be off. But obviously, the whole focus, besides figuring out the bad guys, is really more importantly, where's Nancy?
How damaging, though, can some of these bits of information that certain news networks run with, even TMZ reporting, that misinformation or unconfirmed information that
Yeah.
potentially points to a potential suspect within the family or what have you? How damaging is that to an investigation? And does that almost put the investigation on a temporary pause? Now we have to take care of this issue before we can move forward and clarify all that, or how does that get worked through?
Well, it's the reality of having these type of cases. I'll just tell you based on personal experience. And so what you do is you have to stay focused on what's real in the case. If you're the lead detective, an investigator, an agent, and that's going to be the important thing. Dealing with what I would call side attractions, which is what you're talking about. I mean, you don't like ignore them. You certainly have to take a look at them, but you may have a secondary set of detectives or agents look at that and go, see what you can do with this. If this develops, come back to us and we'll see how it fits in the puzzle.
Anything else about this current case, the current state of this case, where you're seeing things from your expert opinion and background that the public really should be aware of?
I think the public, despite the fact we're sort of programmed to do things in a hurry and cases get solved in 48 minutes in an hour television show, that you can only make this train go so fast. And if you don't have the information and the evidence, then you don't have it. I mean, that's why, I've worked a lot of cold cases over the years that are, years, decades old. And I'm not comparing the two other than, that train in those cases like stopped and we've restarted the train to a certain extent based on new techniques, new DNA testing, whatever it might be. And so
Right.
the point is, you're just going to have to be patient, but continue to be helpful.
And there are county crime labs, state crime labs. Every state has their own setup and infrastructure tied to this. What does the FBI actually bring to the table here when they join an investigation like this, whether it's high profile or not? What do they bring to the table that can really benefit in this investigation?
So you just start with manpower that gives you all these things you and I have talked about, the side leads, main leads, um, the technology of the folks that can pull down the cell phones, take a look at them, put them in a computer, do an analysis of them, get things expedited at a lab if that becomes relevant. And so they're going to bring technology that the county sheriff just doesn't have. And he's said that basically, that he really needs their help. So it covers an array of things depending on what the case is about. I mean, this case is a person that was abducted. And what then comes into play from a technology standpoint? What else can you pull down and take a look at? I guess is what I'm saying. But they can be potentially a great complement to a case, in particular for departments that aren't particularly big.
Well, former special agent with the FBI, Brad Garrett, as always, thank you very much for your expertise, and fingers crossed here that we'll get a positive announcement out of this, and Nancy will be found and reunited with her family, of course.
Sounds good. Thank you.